Have you ever wondered about the rich, vibrant, and often turbulent history of the Philippines? This archipelago of over 7,000 islands has a story that is as diverse and beautiful as its landscapes. From ancient Austronesian voyagers to a modern, dynamic nation, the Filipino story is one of resilience, faith, and an unyielding spirit. Today, we're diving deep into the epic history of the Philippines. Our journey begins thousands of years ago. The first people arrived in the islands via land bridges, but the story truly takes shape with the Austronesian expansion around 4000 BCE. These master seafarers traveled from Taiwan, spreading across the islands and beyond, bringing with them their language, culture, and agricultural knowledge. Over centuries, these early communities evolved into sophisticated societies. They developed intricate trading networks, connecting with China, India, and the Arab world. Kingdoms and thalassocracies, like the Rajanate of Cebu, the Sultanate of Sulu, and the Kingdom of Tondo in Manila Bay, flourished. They were centers of commerce, culture, and power, with their own systems of writing, like baybayin, and complex social structures. This pre-colonial era was a golden age of independent, interconnected Filipino states. Then, in 1521, a new chapter began. Ferdinand Magellan, a Portuguese explorer sailing for Spain, landed on the island of Homonhon. This marked the beginning of European contact. While Magellan himself met his end in the Battle of Mactan against the chieftain Lapu-Lapu, his expedition paved the way for Spanish colonization. In 1565, Miguel López de Legazpi established the first permanent Spanish settlement in Cebu, and soon after, Manila became the capital of the Spanish East Indies. For over 300 years, Spain ruled the Philippines. This period brought profound changes. The Spanish introduced Catholicism, which became the dominant religion and a cornerstone of Filipino identity. They unified the archipelago under a single government for the first time, naming it Las Islas Filipinas after King Philip II. They built churches, forts, and cities, leaving a lasting architectural and cultural legacy. However, this era was also marked by oppression. Filipinos faced forced labor, heavy taxes, and the loss of their lands and autonomy. This led to numerous revolts, over 100 in fact, all showing a persistent desire for freedom. By the late 19th century, a new kind of resistance was brewing. Educated Filipinos, known as the Ilustrados, began to call for reform. The most famous among them was José Rizal. His novels, Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo, exposed the injustices of Spanish rule and ignited a sense of national consciousness. Though Rizal advocated for reform, not revolution, his execution in 1896 galvanized the Filipino people. The Philippine Revolution, led by Andrés Bonifacio and the Katipunan, erupted. The revolutionaries fought fiercely for independence, and in 1898, General Emilio Aguinaldo declared the First Philippine Republic, the first constitutional republic in Asia. But freedom was short-lived. The Spanish-American War was happening at the same time. The United States defeated Spain, and in the Treaty of Paris, Spain sold the Philippines to the U.S. for $20 million, completely ignoring the newly declared republic. The Filipinos, who had thought the Americans were allies, felt betrayed. This led to the brutal Philippine-American War, a conflict that lasted for years and cost hundreds of thousands of lives. The U.S. eventually established control, bringing a new colonial era. The American period introduced widespread public education, English as a common language, and democratic institutions. They promised eventual independence, and the country was set on a path towards self-governance. But this path was violently interrupted by World War II. In 1941, Japan invaded the Philippines just hours after the attack on Pearl Harbor. The islands became a major battleground. The infamous Bataan Death March, where tens of thousands of Filipino and American soldiers were forced to march to prison camps, became a symbol of Japanese cruelty. For 3 years, Filipinos endured a brutal occupation, yet they never gave up. A strong guerrilla resistance movement fought tirelessly against the invaders, playing a crucial role in the eventual Allied victory. The Battle of Leyte Gulf in 1944, one of the largest naval battles in history, marked the beginning of the end for the Japanese occupation. General Douglas MacArthur fulfilled his famous promise. I shall return. The war left the Philippines in ruins, with Manila being the second most devastated Allied city after Warsaw. Finally, on July 4, 1946, the Philippines was granted full independence. The Third Republic of the Philippines was born. The post-war years were a time of rebuilding and navigating the challenges of a new nation. The country faced economic difficulties, political instability, and social unrest. This turbulent period culminated in 1972, when President Ferdinand Marcos declared martial law. His 21-year rule was marked by authoritarianism, corruption, and human rights abuses, but also significant infrastructure projects. The spirit of the Filipino people, however, could not be suppressed forever. The assassination of opposition leader Benigno Ninoy Aquino Jr. in 1983 was the spark that ignited a massive non-violent movement. In 1986, millions of Filipinos took to the streets in the People Power Revolution, a peaceful uprising that astounded the world. They successfully ousted Marcos and restored democracy, with Ninoy's widow, Corazon Aquino, becoming president. Since the People Power Revolution, the Philippines has continued on its democratic journey, facing triumphs and challenges along the way. It's a nation grappling with issues of poverty, governance, and identity, yet it remains a country of incredible warmth, creativity, and resilience. From the ancient mariners who first settled its shores to the modern Filipinos shaping its future, the story of the Philippines is a powerful testament to the human spirit's ability to endure, to adapt, and to always strive for a better tomorrow. It's a history that continues to be written every single day by its more than 100 million people. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey through Philippine history. If you found this story as fascinating as we do, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next exploration. What part of Filipino history do you find most interesting? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious!